What's cracking, y'all? So I'm out at Barnes and Noble's kitchen. Just left my glucose appointment, and I had to be there for 3 hours. Drew blood first, then they gave me the drink to drink. Then in an hour, I drew blood for the second time. Then the next hour for the third time, and then the following hour for the fourth time. So I got like two on this arm and two on this arm. I think off now. And so, I had a lot of time to sit and think in this office. Um, and, I was thinking about, like, just my journey with, like, therapy and, like, the reason why I even started therapy. So, backstory is I started therapy, I want to say back when I was, like, I think back when I turned, like, 30 years old or something like that. I was like, I felt like this was like a perfect time just to get into therapy. Never did therapy ever in my life. So I was like, this is a good time to start, 30s is, a new transition in life, whatever. Want new things, and sometimes, I know that I had a lot of baggage and trauma that I didn't really realize that I had until like I moved out. So that was that. I started therapy like around 30 years old. And then to move even further back, I moved out of my mother's house when I was like 25, 26. Wow. So, when I was gonna I've been out of my mom's house for like 6 years or something like that. 6, 7 years. 6 years. It gotta be like 6 years. All right. So, as I was sitting in the therapy office, I was like, one of the reasons why I went to therapy really was future wise. I was just kind of like, one day I want to have kids, I want to have a family, and I want to get married, and I know that my healing is very important for the future, right, of my kids and my marriage and whatever it is I want in life, right? Currently, of course, you know what I'm saying, but I was thinking like long term, like seriously, when I started therapy, it was like I knew it was gonna help me in the present and short term, but I knew that the effects it was going to have long term, that's what I was looking forward to. So one of the reasons why I went to therapy was because of like my childhood and stuff like that, and like what weighed on me was like my mom and my pop separating, and so my pop being out the house, him being on drugs, then me being with my mom and having like such a big age gap. Like my mom's is way older than me. Like she had me when she was like almost 40 years old. So there was like a big age gap, and I held a lot of resentment with my mom because of her kicking my pops out and just like how I felt it was handled, and us not really having like a really close relationship. Like great provider, always there for me, but like we didn't really have, like we didn't talk, like we didn't chop it up. Like I couldn't express myself a lot. Like, so there was a lot of things that I had to work through when it came to that. But to be honest with you, from the moment that I left my mom's house back when I was like 26, I think I was like 26 probably. I think I had just turned 26. That's crazy. I've been out for a minute in the same apartment too. So, but since I had left my mom's house, me and my mom never had tension really. I guess because it was just like I wasn't around, I would go visit, pop in, I'd be there for a little bit, say hello, get what I need, blah, 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 and then I dip out and I go back to my space that I created, right? Like, as parents, they create an environment, a space, and that was the space that when I was living with my mom, that's the space that I was in. It was a certain culture, you know what I'm saying? It was a certain vibe, and then when I moved out and once I started living on my own, I had now created my own space, my own environment, and going back into her space at times, it was different. I felt it, and I'm just like, nah, like I gotta go. Like this is time that I'm like, all right, Mom, I'm out of here. See you next time, because it was just like when I was living in it, it was normal to me. I was used to it. It didn't affect me as much. I didn't realize the effects that it was having on me until I breezed out and I started moving on my own. And I'm like, nah, like I created this calm, peaceful environment inside my house and inside myself. That, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for like the few years that I've been gone, like I literally detached myself from certain habits and certain mindset and certain things and whatever, right? Like I said, those were like little quick moments. And the funny thing is, like I said, so the reason why I started therapy was because I knew that one day I wanted to have kids and I wanted to go through all of this, right? So I really didn't get tested with the reason why I started going to therapy until I became pregnant. Like, me and my mom, we were good. I'm telling y'all, we were good this whole time. We had, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, little hiccups, but it ain't really like, how do I explain it? It's so crazy that it hit me like this today. It's like what I worked through in therapy, in that one aspect of like my relationship with my mother, never showed until the moment that I became pregnant. And then it was just like, wow, here's the test. Like, when I tell you, like, situations, I want to say like 1 or 2 situations have happened since I've been pregnant with my relationship with my mother that's like, I mean, tested, like we both yelling at each other. I'm bawling out crying, she bawling out crying, and I'm like, this is everything that I was talking about in therapy, like the negative things, how it affects me, and I'm going through it currently, like, yo. And it's like, yo, it's crazy. But the reason why is now is the reason I'm pregnant with my first son, my first child. And I was trying to prevent, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was thinking like, all right, I'm gonna nip it in the bud. I'm gonna go to therapy early. I'm gonna get through this. And here I am thinking that, like, I got these revelations, therapy helped me, boom, right? And I'm thinking I'm good. And then I get pregnant, and then here come these bumps in the road. And I'm just like, yo, this is really how it's gonna unfold. It's just like, the real test is happening now, and a lot more things are being uncovered in this season. And it's just like, therapy is really like a non-stop thing. Like, you always gotta like check yourself. And sometimes you think you overcame one thing, you think you got the revelation of one thing, and that was in that season. And then now is a whole new season because there's different components. You know what I'm saying? On both sides, for me and for her. It's my first time being a mother. I'm her baby, having a baby, and I'm a certain kind of way because now I created a certain, you know what I'm saying? And I'm more laid back, I'm more chill, I move solo dolo, and there's certain things that like I'm used to doing and that I don't think is a big deal, but there's certain things that mean a lot to her that I'm just like, I don't see the big deal. And then it's like she reacts a certain way, and then I'm like, why you reacting like that? And then I'm reacting a certain way, and now I'm ghost, and now I'm doing this, and I'm just like, I don't understand like your mindset, how you think. And it's just like, it's going like this like back and forth type of thing, and it's just like, yo, it's crazy. Like, the whole point of the video is like, the reason why I started therapy, I was trying to prevent something. And although I did come up with these revelations and certain things came about, and I'm like, yeah, like this, that, and I felt like I healed from things. Because now that I'm here, now that we here, it's like, like there's still a healing process that has to happen. And you gotta be intentional about that. And, I just, like, you can't run from it. Like, that's why I'm learning. Like, you really can't run from these problems because I gotta face these feelings and these emotions head on, and it's not easy. That's why it's hard. Like, dealing with it, I don't want to deal with it. Sometimes I just be like, yo, I just want to run and not deal with it. But it doesn't benefit me, and it's not gonna benefit my child. Because then you repeat the cycle. So I gotta really identify what is the conflict, like what is that barrier between me and my mom, and to honestly try to heal that, but also recognize it so I don't do the same thing, because we are creatures of habit, and there's a lot of things that we have of our parents, and we don't realize that we have it until we're placed in certain situations and circumstances. And even with my pops, there's certain things that I realize that I have in my pops, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, whatever. But you got to be very mindful of it. And a lot of times people don't want to face their trauma. People don't want to face certain things. They're just like, I went through it, yeah, it happened, and that's that, da 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 da. And they don't ever want to bring it back up because it's like, though, it's tough, man. It's tough. Like I told you, I ain't never been tested in that until this moment, like on some real shit. I mean, it's real. It's real. So that's that, man. I'm waiting for my food 'cause I'm starving. I ain't gonna hold you. This 3-hour test done screwed me up. So that's that, man. Yeah, it was just mad funny. I had mad time to think, and I'm just like, yo, this is really how it unfolds. Like, I said I wanted to try to work through this before I had kids, and that was the reason why I even started. That it didn't really hit me, like I didn't have to face it until right when I became pregnant. That's crazy.
You want TA?
Yes, thank you.
And salad.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much. All right, so yeah, my food is here. As you can see. Bang, bang, bang. All right, so I'm out of here. I hope y'all enjoy. And that's that.